if the Nuggets winning it all, and obviously you got to have a unicorn like Jokic and then somebody like Murray perform as well as he's performed coming back from surgery. But the fact that they were a team, right? That they were a team built.
Right.
Is that a copycat situation? Because I understand the Suns just went ahead and did the whole super team move with Bradley Beal, but I'm wondering if we're seeing a changing of the way that front offices look at things because of what the Nuggets have just done. Sam,
I think, Rich, you're going to have a mixed bag on that front.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the Suns move happened, one of my immediate takeaways, like a lot of people, was like, man, like nobody learned from the Nuggets. Like, what are we doing here? You know, this is the same old kind of recreate the Heat Big Three type of approach. But I for sure think the Nuggets blueprint is going to have an impact. And on top of that, the new CBA is, far more, Nuggets-esque, if that makes sense, than it is the Phoenix approach, meaning that it is so punitive to get into the luxury tax that you simply, like the idea of, having 3 stars on $30+ million contracts is extremely untenable. And these days, when you have the numbers being even higher, like we've been talking about Dame, at the end of Dame's contract, he's going to make $63 million.
Mm-hmm.
And so these kinds of numbers, when you're talking about, a cap that is, in the low 100s, are not tenable. So, yeah, the Nuggets takeaways are, find a core, hopefully through the draft, and then build around them with economical contracts. And, they're going to try to hold on to Bruce Brown in this offseason. I think surprisingly they might be able to. But depth matters, continuity matters, chemistry matters. And that's why, like, going into next year, who knows, the Suns could be the odds makers' favorite for the title. And for me, and kind of my 2 cents, I certainly would not agree with that. And we saw last year how much continuity mattered, and that part plays a big part.
Okay, so you would not agree with the Nuggets being the odds-on favorite, is what you're saying?
No, I'm sorry. I'm saying the Suns. I'm saying if
gotcha.
If Vegas liked the Suns, that's what I would disagree with. That, having just covered the finals and having just seen,
right,
even beyond the Nuggets, Rich, you're talking about, the Lakers, for example, to their credit, in a very short time span, they found a way to really kind of click with that new group that they had with, Rui Hachimura and D'Angelo Russell before the playoffs playing well and all those things. They got momentum. And then the West Finals showed you that you run into a buzzsaw that not only has talent that's on par with you, but has years of kind of slow growth and the pain that came with playoff failures. And you saw the contrast. You saw the difference in the vast kind of space between them. So, yeah, the Nuggets approach, and this is why, to me, going into next year, they for sure would be the front runners.
So then give me a team would the Lakers be that team that's following that approach? Because you already heard Rob Pelinka say we're not planning on adding a third, if you will, major star. We just want to keep the core together, which is amazing that the Lakers have a core, right? and want to keep it, which you flash back to 1 year ago, we're watching Russ Westbrook standing in the corner of the gym and just down the street here in El Segundo, California, listening to Darvin Ham talk about how he's going to have to buy into coming off the bench. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild where the Lakers currently are and what appears to be LeBron last year.
I agree with you more. Yeah, 100%. It's funny because I thought about that this morning. I might write something on the Lakers soon. But, like, I feel like they, and mainly perhaps even LeBron, have lost sight of where they were last summer and early this season and starting 2-10. And so the idea of, re-signing Reeves, re-signing Hachimura, re-signing Russell perhaps, and growing, what they had in the second half of last season does make a lot of sense to me. But it's like, oh, by the way, LeBron has not technically publicly told the world that he's for sure coming back. He is widely expected to be coming back, that he's not retiring. But that whole retirement subplot, I always felt, was kind of his way of saying, I'm not sure what I think of this roster. And, I understand that it might not be the number one roster in the NBA, but it's wildly better than it was, like you said, early last season. And I do think it has potential if you give it a little bit of time. You know, he's not at a place in his career where time is on his side, and I get that. But I do for sure think that it's their best option right now, and I think they're probably handling it the right way.
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to have had a camera on LeBron. I don't know who was the one who told him Chris Paul was going to the Warriors. Who was the one who broke that news to him? You know what I mean? Like that'd be an interesting moment in the world.
No question. And I think that is, you know, if you could have given him something like that, that might have calmed the waters. And who knows if they have something else in the cards once free agency hits, or trade-wise. But, you know, and I get that. But, again, objectively and non-emotionally, you look at that. And Chris, I actually think, could be good for the Warriors. But, you know, you're talking about a 38-year-old Chris Paul. You know, that's the Lakers have a good thing going. And I think if LeBron gets behind it, I think they're going to have a good year.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.